Right now, Border Patrol agents along with humanitarian groups now bracing themselves for a new surge of migrants next week as a policy that kept migrants and asylum seekers out of the country due to COVID-19 is now set to be lifted.
It is difficult to predict just how many people will cross the southwestern border, but major crossing points like San Diego, Nogales, Yuma, and El Paso are beefing up resources and manpower preparing for the masses.
Meanwhile, the Department of Homeland Security now estimates anywhere between 9,000 to 14,000 folks will cross the southern border each and every day seeking asylum. Team 12's Joe Dana has been talking with Border Patrol along with humanitarian groups. He's joining us now with a look at what it all means, Joe.
Yeah, we could see historic numbers here, and don't forget Tucson. They will also see big numbers of migrants. Now, the surge is going to place even more strain on a system that is already overwhelmed. The courts, shelters, and the Border Patrol. How did we get here? During COVID, the Trump administration imposed Title 42 as a health measure. It allowed the U.S. to immediately send back migrants from several countries who were seeking asylum. But everything changes Wednesday. That's when a federal judge has ruled the policy will be lifted. Right now, about 45,000 people are on wait lists in 10 Mexican border cities, ready to enter the U.S. and turn themselves in, according to one recent study. They're largely from Mexico, Central America, Haiti, and Venezuela, countries that were subject to Title 42 deportations. Now, Homeland Security is trying to assure Americans they won't be caught off guard. Their plan includes adding manpower and resources at the border, targeting human smugglers, and coordinating with other countries. Ruben Reyes is an attorney who works with many people in immigration courts. He tells us what to expect.
We are seeing, as of this administration, a prioritization of cases. So first in, first out. So those who are most recently coming in are likely to have their cases quickly adjudicated, whereas those who have been in the system have created ties in the United States, are no longer prioritized or, are going to not be fast tracked.
The system's already overwhelmed, isn't it?
The system has been overwhelmed. It's been overwhelmed for 20 years, easily.
Now, these immigrants will be screened for asylum. They'll be given a court date, then taken to a shelter or a loved one or sponsor in the U.S., or they could be sent back to their home country. We've seen surges like this before. Remember 2014, the unaccompanied migrants who came from the Northern Triangle countries? And then last year, there were 2.4 million migrant arrests at the southwestern border, the highest number ever recorded by the Border Patrol.
All right, but Joe, how easy is it for someone who turns themselves in to qualify for asylum and stay in the U.S.?
Much tougher here than other countries. Attorneys say it's more likely than not you will be sent back. You got to prove a credible fear that you have from returning to your home and that you're part of a persecuted group. It's worth noting an overwhelming amount of these asylum seekers, these, for example, standing in front of a court in L.A., about 90% attend their court hearings, or upwards of 95%. Down the road, though, they can disappear from the system. A major cause of illegal immigration is people overstaying their visas, for example.
So, Joe, we talked about the Border Patrol stepping up, those humanitarian groups. What about the cities as well that all of these migrants are going to have to come to?
Yeah, you feel so bad for these border cities, right? They take the brunt. And there's so many resources they need. Yuma, for example, they've been inundated in early 2021. They had thousands of people overwhelming that town in just 2 or 3 days. The mayor had to declare a state of emergency. That remains in effect today. This week, Yuma's mayor is saying, please replace Title 42 with something else just to slow the surge, because he knows what's coming. And you got to feel for those mayors, the ranchers, all those people who live down there in those communities.
Got a lot to handle.
Yeah.
All right, Joe, thank you so much.